Nora couldn't sleep. Since they moved into the house, the darkness didn't feel like simple shadows it watched her. Emily's bruises, James's strange behavior, and now those voices. Something was wrong. Very wrong. The next morning, Nora visited the small-town library. She told herself it was just to calm her nerves. But what she found there shattered her calm completely. She uncovered an old article from 1893 titled, "The Witch of Black Hollow." Eleanor Black hangs herself after son's murder. Eleanor Black was a midwife, known for healing and feared for her other practices. The townsfolk believed she cursed them after her only son. Thomas was accused of a crime and lynched by a mob. Days later, Eleanor performed a ritual in the woods and was later found hanging in her basement, her body surrounded by burned dolls and black candles. Before dying, she'd carved a message into her wall. A child for a child. The bloodline must balance. That same night, Nora had a dream. She stood in the basement, watching Eleanor, her neck broken, her head tilted, unnaturally staring back at her. Eleanor whispered, "Your daughter doesn't belong to you anymore." Nora jolted awake, drenched in sweat. Beside her, James mumbled in his sleep, "The pact isn't finished. The pact isn't finished." But his voice was deep, not his. Emily was getting worse. She no longer spoke much. She spent hours in her room, drawing things that made Nora's stomach turn, images of people burning, hanging, and a woman with hollow black eyes hovering over a child's bed. One evening, Nora went to check on Emily and noticed the closet door was open again. It always stayed shut. Inside, she found a message scrawled on the wall, written in what looked like red chalk, or was it blood? She wants her child back. James became increasingly distant. He sat alone in the dark, staring at the walls. When Nora tried to talk to him, he said, "She talks to me now. She told me what needs to be done. You're just in the way." His eyes weren't the same anymore. Desperate, Nora returned to the basement. The locked room still stood at the far corner, its doorknob ice cold. This time, she brought a crowbar. The door creaked open into a room covered in strange symbol circles. Runes, crosses turned upside down. In the center sat an old wooden chest, chained shut. She forced it open. Inside was a small pair of 19th century shoes, a lock of blonde hair, and a book bound in cracked leather, titled, "The Book of Restitution, Rituals of Binding and Trade." Flipping through it, she found a passage. "For a soul taken unjustly, balance must be restored. The mother shall offer one born of blood." She slammed the book shut, her hands shaking. The walls in the room began to bleed. Not metaphorically, real blood dripped from the carvings, pooling on the floor. Then the mirror in the corner flickered. It didn't show her reflection. It showed a young girl, pale and dirty, with empty black sockets where her eyes should be. The girl whispered, "Mommy, I'm cold." Nora screamed. The lights exploded. The door slammed behind her. She was trapped. Upstairs, James stood in Emily's doorway, watching her sleep. He whispered, "We give her what she wants, then we'll be free." Nora managed to escape the basement, her hands and knees bruised and bleeding. She ran upstairs, just in time to see James reaching toward Emily with a knife. She tackled him to the ground. James roared, not in pain, but like something else was inside him. He foamed at the mouth, convulsing. His voice deepened, guttural and inhuman. "She's already promised. She is mine." Nora grabbed Emily and locked themselves in a bathroom. James screamed and pounded on the door. Then silence. The next morning, James was gone. But in the living room, scrawled across every wall in ash, "A child for a child." And one more line, fresh,